Welcome back to Hang with the Homeless. Once again, we're doing vets this week. Bobby'd like to say a little something we talked about during the break, and I call him Jello, but Bobby's good. Guess we all need to kind of slim down a little bit after Thanksgiving. But Bobby, go ahead and tell them what you'd like to say.
Well, I would like to first off thank you for everything you've done for me and what you're doing for, first off, for the veterans of Citrus County, and for the other homeless folks that you're in your shelters. I think you're doing an excellent job. Anything that you've ever told me as far as you wanted to have a veteran shelter, when I was in a regular shelter in Crest River, it came. You told me you were going to have a TV show. I never thought, I ain't saying a million years, but in 1,000 years that would happen, and I'm so happy that the community's finally starting to be there for you and give you the outlets that you need to be able to help people, not just veterans, but everyone out there in the community. And I also want to say that when I had nowhere else to go, that without question, when I called you, you were the first number that was given to me by a lady at the VA here in Lecanto, that you were there for me. When I called you right away, someone came and got me, and I was able to gain my respect and dignity back as a person, not only just as a veteran, but as an individual. And you gave me the love and respect and dignity and the outlet I needed to be able to get my stuff done. And I was able, and because of that, that's one of the things I'm very thankful for in my past. And my hopes are that other veterans who are out in the woods or out there right now are able to get the same help, and also other women, children, and other men that are out there. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. It's all good. I'm just a puppet. I don't even like people. I'm just proud of you. I'm proud of a lot of the vets that have got their disability. They moved out. Actually, there's a whole village being created from our former homeless vets. It's just, I guess I'm upset because of the way that people perceive them. And when you sign that dotted line for the government, you're under orders. You're under orders to do whatever they tell you. But the mind can break down. The mind is a very powerful thing. The mind can break down under certain situations, and I think the government should take a second look at these guys that are over there in heavy combat, and what are we going to do with them when they get home? And biggest thing I'm saying, when they step off that plane or they come back to their base or they're discharged, they shouldn't be homeless within a month. It shouldn't be happening. We have a lot of resources available. What are we doing for the vets that have nothing? And I'm sorry, I'm going to have James on the show in 2 weeks, and a couple of the other guys. And I don't know how everybody else feels, but you go over and fight for the country. How are you really going to act when you come back? What are your vices going to be? What are your problems going to be? Can you foresee that? I don't think you can. Bobby, now you got your own place and all that, and you're helping me out coming back and forth. What is the biggest thing that you think homeless vets need?
The biggest thing homeless vets need?
The number one thing.
Number one thing? Rehabilitation. I think that housing is a concern, but I think that a lot of them out there, it's what you were just saying, Jim. It's not the physical scars of war or combat you can't see, it's what's inside of my fellow vets and myself that you can't see. It's that illnesses that are inside. And a lot of veterans, a lot of times, will use things like drugs and alcohol to mask those problems for stuff like PTSD and other mental illnesses. And I think that those folks a lot of times we're in denial, or we're not willing to go and get that help because we're either mad at the government. For example, with myself, it was because of my little brother who, God rest his soul, OD'd in 2006. So I held a lot of anger and stuff toward the VA for that, but I overcame that stuff. So what I'm saying, the point I'm getting to is that getting out there, I think that they reach out and they have the stand downs and stuff, but these stand downs, they need to reach out to the veterans and say, look, this is the help that, and in some cases they do, but they need to get out into the rural areas, get out into the, see if they can reach out to some folks in the woods, get to the people like yourself that have those connections, and get some of those folks in so they can talk to them and give them options. And if they don't want to take them at that time, then they don't take them. But then if we're able to get those folks in to rehab them, say for drugs, alcohol, or stuff that mental illnesses, it's not all the time. That's the biggest misconception that I find, that I found, was a lot of times it's always so easy to say, okay, you're a drug addict, you're an alcoholic, but then first off, you are a veteran, and especially with a combat veteran like myself, that the combat veteran, a lot of people don't see that, like I said before, they don't see the inside part of them and go through the stuff like we went through. And there's things that I've seen and done that I don't talk about. I won't talk about on TV, that I will talk about with other veterans, that, until you're, I'm in a PTSD. I've taken the time now to go and get the help I need, and use things like the VA to see my psychiatrist for help for my PTSD and for other issues. And I also have a PTSD counselor in Ocala that I go and see. And my wishes are that if any of my fellow veterans out there that see this show will go and get the help they need and not be afraid and not think they're going to be just labeled a certain thing.
Okay, I got to cut you off there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll have you back again, and I'm glad for your help.
I appreciate it.
We'd like more help, and we have a lot of stand downs and a lot of things that can help vets, but we need to get, like we're working now, try to get the RV, that we can have a mobile unit to get around the county to help people that need, because we're a rural area, it's 17 miles here, 13 miles there. These guys are not going to walk that far to get services and help. We need to get the help to them or bring them to the help, which is what we're trying to work on. And veterans deserve a lot more respect. We thank the veterans that have served this country. We're very thankful for all of you. And we're thankful for all that you help. Thank you and God bless. See you next week.